Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again. It is a Wednesday, so you know what that means. It means we have AEW Dynamite tonight, but it's a big one. It's the go home show for All In live at Wembley, 80,000 plus tickets. We're going to talk about all of that tonight. We got lots to get into. Plus, the wrestling world has a very heavy heart tonight, and we're going to talk about that to kick off the show. Don't go anywhere, folks. Grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Make sure there's a smile on your face. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live and back at it again. Like I said, folks, I am going to start tonight's show off just slightly different than usual. But as always, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We will have all your AEW Dynamite coverage tonight. And we have all your wrestling coverage all week long. We do not stop. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else out there. This little upstart channel is rolling along, and we appreciate everyone for being here. And hopefully everyone out there is having a wonderful week. But I see it up in the chat already. So I want to talk about this right out of the gate. I want to talk about it instantly because it's a very, very sad day. A lot of heavy hearts out there today. And I've done this live thing for over a couple of years now, and every once in a while, I remember Scott Hall's passing being one of them. It's just a tricky night, right? Like, it's a big, heavy heart. So we're going to talk about it for the next few minutes, and then we will try and, pick our chins up and get back into the wrestling. But yeah, Terry Funk at the age of 79 has passed away. The legend, some may know him as Chainsaw Charlie, some may know him as one of his many other names, but an absolute legend in the wrestling world. Some still say the best wrestler ever, a man that did it over 5 decades long. And in these moments, we talk a lot about the wrestling and what they meant to us that way. But as you see the outpouring of love, just an absolutely amazing human being. One of his favorite things to do as he got older and later in his career was to get in that ring and literally put the younger talent over. I mean, this man was in the ring with just about everybody. You name it, who's who. Like, he wrestled so long, he was even in the ring with the likes of Seth Rollins, a young Tyler Black, CM Punk. And then, of course, all throughout history with some of the biggest names, the biggest legends. Some of my favorite Terry Funk rivalries, looking back, when him and Dusty had something special. I really liked him versus Dusty. Ric Flair, I remember watching tapes of the I Quit match with Terry Funk. But then, of course, there's a big generation that remembers the older Terry Funk, the what he used to say, the midlife maniac, or something akin to that. But, we remember the hardcore king, the hardcore legend, the rivalries with Mick Foley and Cactus Jack. And I think it was Big Nick that said to me earlier today that, like, the reason, Terry Funk's one of the reasons why he got into wrestling. As a kid, I got into Terry Funk. He was a heel when I was just a young KJ. And it was, he had the branding iron. I remember that being such a unique thing, and this, like, oh no, clearly he's a bad guy. And then I remember it was real cool when saw Terry Funk when he gets into his role on Roadhouse. And I remember seeing that movie as a kid. We had all like the dubbed VHS versions of movies, and there was a wrestler I recognized in a movie. So that was one of the first times I remember seeing that. But I will say real quick, folks, Dynamite is kicking off. We will talk more about Terry Funk. Literally, we could talk all night long. We could do a whole show dedicated to the legend. But we got the pyro, we got everything kicking off for the show. I will say this one last thought about Terry, and thoughts and prayers to his entire family. Of course, I mean, he came from a lineage himself with Dory and Dory Funk Jr. But he had this quote: "Don't bury me in the prairies, no siree. I want to go to heaven in a wrestling ring." So I thought that was a real beautiful quote, a real nice touch. It kind of sums up Terry Funk in a nutshell. And it's to Terry Funk, the legend who put his body on the line in a big way for many, many years. It's a huge thank you, and I hope he's enjoying his eternal battle royal that he always wanted. So that's like I said, that's all I got on Terry right now, as the Elite are opening Dynamite, folks. But thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my little preamble about Terry Funk. And once again, thoughts and prayers. I am going to try and shift the energy a little bit and get into the action tonight. Of course, we do have a big night here on the channel on AEW, where it's the last Dynamite before All In, before we go to London. London is calling in a big way, and apparently, lights out. We are getting some changes to the All In card. There's still definitely matches to be added. What is happening right now? Did everyone else's stuff go black? Okay, there you go. That took forever. Well, there we go. We got the Bullet Club Gold in the house. Weird matchup tonight, but it should be a good one. Let's get to the chat real quick. I already touched on welcome back, Victor. Alexis, welcome back as well. That's a great quote. The other one that always jumps out is when he just straight up says, "I'm going to kill him. And if I get the chair, I get the chair, but I'm going to kill him." Talking about Cactus Jack. And you know what? I mean, there's so many good moments. Like I said, that I Quit match with Flair back in the day before I was even a twinkle in my father's eye. And we also had of course, Heat Wave 94, the chair incident with Public Enemy, one of the most insane, iconic clips in the history of all wrestling. Rest in peace, Terry Funk, gone too soon. What's up, Richard? How you doing? How you doing, Damian Rocco, by the way? I know I'm rambling quite a bit out of the gate here tonight. But right now, Juice is in the ring, and he just knocked out the ref. All right, so this match is off to a start. Super kicks on Juice, who just knocked out the referee. Ass Boys take out the Bucks. Jay White has joined the crew. All right, I will get to your comments. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Once again, I hope everyone out there is doing well. And remember, tell somebody you love them today. You never know. You never know, folks. But the Ass Boys right now in control. With 310 to Yuma, I do appreciate the name of that move. Not bad. Like a modified 3D. The only one to go to AEW All In is Goldberg. Richard, I'm still waiting for it. I'm waiting for it, man. I'm not. You don't give me any nerves when you tell me that could happen. I'm all for it. Let's see that happen. What's up, Trey? How you doing? How you doing? Chris is in the house. Edge did not re-sign with WWE, so going to AEW. Chris, we can talk about that in a commercial break, my guy. I still think the idea that Edge goes to AEW is being inflated by the dirt sheets, and I still don't buy it. I don't. I will be humbly surprised, and I will eat the crow if he actually does do that, but I highly doubt it. I see why they let go of previous wrestlers, but I doubt WWE let Edge walk, knowing his history with Christian and FTR. Again, if you feel like, wow, V-trigger as Kenny's back in the ring clearing house. Oh, Kenny off the ropes. Takeshita says hello. Wow. Jay White instantly on top. So we're building this rivalry, and the first match of the night turns into a melee. And they're still fighting on the outside, the Bucks and the Ass Boys. So, again, there's been a lot of debate, a lot of discussion, a lot of mixed emotions about the booking of All In. And, I mean, I guess this is what we're going to get tonight. There's going to be a lot of, we got to build this. We got to make this match exciting. We got to get people pumped for it. And here comes FTR. Okay, so FTR coming out to help the Elite. Okay. WWE and Edge still negotiating, likely. Yeah, Richard. I mean, it's careful what you read. We've learned that many old times nowadays. What's up, KJ? I am watching AEW Dynamite tonight, and thank you for the sticker. Clay, glad you're watching Dynamite. As Takeshita throwing shots at Kenny, but Kenny's going to get the better of this, and there it is. Saw that coming. So tonight's opening with some energy. We're not getting a match, but we are getting a brawl. And Kenny Omega setting Takeshita up for the one-wing angel, but squirmy free. There we go. Hell, remember when we were joking about bringing in Terry Funk to go up against Jack Perry? It's true story, man. Right? And he probably would have done it. If he could have, he would have done it, man. Like he said, he wants to go out in a ring. Yeah, that's the way he wanted to go. But and I mean, he got every last minute he could out of it. And considering what he put himself through, it's quite remarkable that he lasted as long as he did. In all due respect, he is he's one of the exceptions out there. But definitely, like just a slew of crazy moments. Everything you keep in mind, like he came up as known one of the most technical wrestlers in all of wrestling. Him and his brother were known as a very technical tag team. They were known for their grappling and getting guys to tap out and to twist and pull. And it wasn't until he evolved in his later years. But here's MJF and Renee Paquette. What happened to Terry Funk? Mega. Read above. The legend Terry Funk is no longer with us. Steven Chambers, welcome back. Terry Funk, one of my favorites as a fan. This one hurts. Best match with Dusty, Rick, Harley. Insane hardcore matches with Foley. 100%. Absolutely 100%. And as I said earlier, Chambers, I mean, you go back and watch the tapes of Dusty and Ric Flair in particular. I thought absolutely amazing. And again, you never knew what he was going to say. I mean, even if you look at the match, he's wearing a shirt that says Dusty sucks eggs. Oh, remember Funk and Sylvester Stallone's movie Over the Top? Absolutely. It was one of my dad's favorite flicks. Yeah, you know what? Little known fact. Terry Funk choreographed the final fight scene in Rocky V. So there you go. Yes, absolutely. Hey, yo, what's up, Steve G? How you doing? Welcome back. AB's in the house. Hardcore History, the ECW, an unauthorized documentary. Check it out. Absolutely. I highly recommend it to anybody. And yeah, you'll get a lot of Terry Funk in there. So, I mean, they love that guy so much they gave him ECW champ for life. Gave him his own belt. That's what he meant to ECW. First Eastern and then Extreme. But I'm trying to pick up right now what our fearless champion is saying. Never fear, Larry is here. Good to see you, Larry. Welcome back. Ray Phoenix out of all for All In. Yes, Rocco, that is the story. Apparently, visa issues will keep Ray Phoenix out of the lineup, and they are looking to replace Ray. So now instead of 3 mystery people, we have 4. By the way, on Saturday, we're getting an all-star match, an all-star 8-man tag, all mystery people. A really low key. That was a weird picture in picture, but a low key, to the point Max, not overly obnoxious, not overdoing it in any way, shape, or form. As they go back and they're showing a replay, whoever's in charge of the production tonight, or whoever's on the buttons, is having a struggle. But they're showing a little history of Adam Cole and MJF to MJF forever. What's up, Earl? How you doing? Rest in peace to the Funk family. Amen. I'm sure Terry Funk is smiling down from hardcore heaven with the other hardcore legends. Rest in peace. Ronan, great sentiment. I love it. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, not just what he meant to wrestling, just an outright great guy. And you see everybody who's said anything about him. I saw comments from Foley, from Flair, from a bunch, and everybody said the same thing. What a guy. I mean, this is a guy who left a note for Vince saying I had to go feed the horse, or his horse was sick, was one of the reasons he skipped the show. He didn't want to do it. Absolute legend. Adam's not just my friend, he's my brother. Brothers push each other. They're very interesting, folks. So they really are, like, I mean, they got him very subtle and very humble. You know, a little braggadocious in the beginning, but very subdued by my standards as it pertains to MJF. KJ, the AEW pay-per-view is on this Sunday. Yes, it is. If you read right there, look, can't miss it. Can't miss it. Live Sunday. We will be here. 11:30 a.m. We're here all goddamn day on Sunday. Rest in peace, Chainsaw Charlie. Absolutely. Even that, he was so over that they had to tell people, yep, it's Terry Funk. Right? Vince, like, nobody will know. Yeah, everybody knew. Even in a non-internet world, everybody knew. There you go. There you go. So that's the end of the interview, folks. And by all means, get in the chat. Let me know how you feel about MJF right there. Pretty solid, building up the story, because it really does have that vibe that MJF is the one to that might be the one who gets screwed. Now, could he do the whole, you know, I know what I said, but you know I'm full of shit. I'm a scumbag. I'm the devil. I don't know. Let me know what you think out there. AEW has a run over tonight. It will be running longer. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a night of brawls and angles, and oh my, there's going to be so much to get into. Again, we saw it with the opening segment tonight. There was no beef between the Bullet Club Gold and the Elite. So they announced it last week. They have a little taped brouhaha. And now this week you have what we got here. So it's you know, trying to light a fire behind something that's had a little bit of a lackluster build, considering how monumental it is. And that's not being negative. It's just being critical. Funk's work in All Japan was one of my fave eras. Yeah, this is where, you know, Funk went out and made a completely new name for himself. And a lot of Japanese fans have a completely different perspective of Terry Funk. I mean, if you were part of the old school and then, you know, in the territory days and you were in Texas, you knew technical, you know, Terry and Dory, and, you know, this guy that, you know, were putting everybody in holds. And then if you were a Japanese fan, you knew a completely different Terry Funk. And then if you were a WWE, a fan at the time as you grew up, you had, the guy with the branding iron and who returns with a sock on his head and gets called Chainsaw Charlie. But absolutely, Louis, welcome back, by the way. But yeah, what Terry did, what Terry did in Japan was insane. Of course, legendary exploding barbed wire ring matches that actually exploded and caught fire and ripped limbs off, ripped parts of bodies off. Good old Mick Foley going home without a full ear. Sabu and Funk were outstanding, AB. Insane. Someone else mentioned that. Yeah, ECW. Man, Sabu would throw himself at Terry, and Terry just took it all. Like, they weren't messing around. And it's not like Terry held back. But again, I think Terry's goal in a lot of those cases, in almost all those cases, he really, he put a guy like Sabu over, put younger talent over, make them the stars. It was crazy what he did night in, night out. And again, how many times did he retire? 3? He's like the OG Leo Rush. Overbooked Outlaw Mud Show. I don't want to go that far yet, AB. We got hopes. I will ask we got close to 50 people hanging around right now. I will ask everybody out there, just out of curiosity, are you excited for All In? Scale of 1 to 5. 5 being pumped and 1 being not at all. Let me know. Between 1 and 5, just if you're shy and quiet, throw a 1 in the chat. Or not a 1, a number. I'm not telling you what to vote. Did MJF say Roman Reigns? He might have, Larry. He might have. I'll need a fact checker to chime in on that one. Pro Torch's claim is always wrong. Richard, listen, there's several of them. And there's several more that only consistently report the Observer. So there's a mass collective of people that are terribly wrong. They predict wrestling like the weatherman tells us what's going to happen outside. Yeah, not good. Not good. Surprise, no Page or Ibushi joining the melee. Yeah, you think tonight of all nights you would see Ibushi, if not Page for sure. Is Page still walking around the fake hospital? Wheeler versus Arn Anderson. A Glock on a pole match, Bash. Rest in peace. I think I got that one. My name is Earl. Jordan, how you doing? Kevin, welcome back. Hi, KJ White and Big Nick. Yeah, big shout out to Big Nick. Big shout to Luna Havoc, who will be back with us tomorrow night for Impact. And she's going to Emergence on Sunday as well. So crazy week here on the channel. What's up, Jack? How you doing? Victor, 7-star FTR, Glock Wheeler, Armed Anderson, and Glock Wheeler. Positive news, KJ Maple Leafs re-sign Austin Matthews 4-year deal. Cha-ching. Yeah, listen, I'm happy they got Matthews back for obvious reasons. I actually thought if anybody would leave, it would be Matthews. Maybe go down to an American team. You just saw Jack Eichel and win the cup with the Las Vegas Knights. So, yeah, part of me wondered if that could be a thing. But, yeah, they signed their best player for another 4 years. Now they got to get shit done, Chambers. They might have to move one of the other young guys. But we will see. My Leafs are infamous at this point for not winning. We are the Chicago Cubs of the NHL. Andrade with Kingston side and Hobb on BCC side. Kingston side. Oh, I see what you're saying. And House of Black on BCC side. Interesting. That would be crazy. I'd rather see the House of Black defend their titles at All In. But right now, I got Moxley, by the way, taking on Ray Phoenix, who won't be at All In, and Moxley ripping at the mask. So, folks, if you haven't made a prediction yet, I will take a prediction. I apologize. I realize I'm a little rambly and a little scrambly. But yeah, right before the show, I got the news about Terry Funk and then kind of did a deep dive, kind of a crash reminder of everything that he did. So that's it. We're rolling along though, and we have Ray Phoenix on the outside. Alex trying to hype him on. Oh, he's reaching under the ring as Moxley coming around. What's popping, ringing? How you doing? How you doing? 3 seems fair, Alexis. 4.75 AB. You're not going all the way. You're giving us the Meltzer 5. From what I've heard, that 4.75 is exactly the same as 5. So pretty excited. Bash, not as much. I'm going to All Out. Who's coming with me? Well, we will be here. You should shout us out. We'll, say hi. But yeah. Anyone else going to All Out? Or All In? I'm curious about all. 5 for All In. Damien's always smoking the hopium. I appreciate that. Mega going 7.5 out of 10 on his excitement. So pretty excited. 5. Victor as well. 2.5 average. TK has done terrible job booking Wembley card. Okay. And you know what, Steve G? You're not alone, even though I don't feel as strong. I do agree with a lot of that, but there's a large group of people and people I would argue that are very deep AEW fans that have had that feeling about this. And Tony's been guilty of this before. We talked about it going into Double or Nothing, that we weren't pumped about Double or Nothing. Right? In the past, we were really excited for an AEW pay-per-view. But even though you can say, wow, big clothesline by Moxley, turning Phoenix inside out, folks. And we go to picture in picture, folks. WWE got its butt kicked by preseason football. They lost 170,000 viewers and only drawed 1.5 mil. See, Jilly, welcome back. Or Gilly, welcome back. Thank you for being here. And it's funny. This is where I think as an AEW fan, I get frustrated at times of if they could just get their shit together, you're not that far behind. Right? If you can do 1.2 consistently, and then, within that range, and then on a week where Raw does a 1.5, maybe you have something big that pushes you up the meter a little. And I know I'm asking for a lot, and I'm asking for big things. But I think that they've been hovering around that 900,000. I mean, where's my note? Where's my notes? If I can find it. Dynamite last week loses 208,000 from the start of the show to the finish of the show. So that's crazy. When you start a show and you lose, 20+% of your audience, you have to ask yourself why. What happened that people would turn who watched the first bit wouldn't watch the end or wouldn't stay to the end? What are you doing wrong that causes that? The Bucks, and this is where we talk about NXT pushing their ratings up. You get when the Bucks are taking on the Guns, they literally have 738,000 viewers for your main event last week. Now we've seen NXT with almost 800,000. So NXT is gaining on Dynamite instead of Dynamite gaining on Raw. That's to me a little bit of a concern. I know we try and take the ratings with a grain of salt, but we also got to be real with it. Like the fact of even in a system, if you measure off and you drop 200,000, it doesn't matter. That's still a significant drop. You can't say, well, you know what, they switched to their phones or I don't know. That's a lot. But yeah, I mean, football's going to be a factor. And if WWE keeps rolling out the same shit, people are going to tune out. We all know that. We complained about it this week again. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. Just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. If you don't give people a reason to tune away from the football, you're always going to be struggling. So AEW needs to pick its socks up because they're not that far off if they can get their shit together. And you have NXT chomping at Dynamite as well. So that's it. I mean, 478,000 for Collision. Another quiet week. I mean, this week they're going, to be the go home show. Next week they're up against Payback. We'll see. I'm excited. 7. I wish I was more excited. Yeah, I think I'm like a 3.5. I think I'm super excited to see what it looks like. I'm super excited. Like, how much money are they going to put into the stage, into the glitz, to the glamour? Like you say, you're a primary promotion. You're not secondary to anybody. Well, you got to put on a primary show. We already got Fozzy being announced, which whatever, I get it. But I want to see how it all looks. Then I want to feel the energy of 80,000 plus. And you have that many people, especially when you're in the UK, they're going to go nuts. They're going to turn it into a football game. They're going to start screaming, yelling, chanting, and singing, and it's going to be amazing. I want that. So I'm super excited for all that. I think I'd be more excited for All In if some of the matches or some of the matchups were a little higher end. There's some matches that I don't exactly love for this card, for this show. You want your best possible shit. And I saw a quote today from Tony saying, the quote or the headline was like, Tony says, he can't make everybody happy kind of thing, or he can't make everybody get along. But you're the boss. You either find a way to get everybody to row the boat in the same direction, or you push a couple people off the boat and you start rowing proper. And that's the challenge that Tony Khan's dealing with, even booking things like All In, is I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, too many opinions, too many people that don't want to be hurt, and he doesn't want to upset anybody's feelings. It's not a good look. It doesn't work well. Good evening, Brandon. Welcome back. And I realize long-winded tonight. WWE should keep Zoe Stark in her WWE SmackDown. Now she's all right. But right now, Phoenix, 2 count. Decent start to the show. If nothing else, a ton of energy out of the gate. Matthew should have been traded. You're crazy, Justin. You're crazy. It's hard to trade away guys like Matthews. I'm changing from 1.9 to 2.5. Curious how packed it will be. Fair enough, Bash. I appreciate that. Well, what if they tie in? I mean, you're going to bring back, it looks like, huge frog splash, Phoenix splash. Wow, 2 count. The ref did an old, I'm pretty sure the ref was going to get down before Moxley got up. But nice catch by the official. What's up, John? Hey. row your boat. Are you ready for Jericho contract signing? Oh, I'm fucking over the moon about it, Bash. Let's go. No, that's a struggle. And again, I think that's to me, that's my example of what's got me a little chapped with All In. Right? Like, I want to see the best possible matches, the rivalries that make the most sense. And I just feel like if Chris Jericho wasn't as close to Tony Khan as he is, this match would never be happening. If everybody out there was being completely honest about where Jericho is in his career and where Ospreay is in his career and what this event means for wrestling, for AEW, then it shouldn't be this match, period. Could this match happen at another pay-per-view? For sure. You want to do this down the road sometime? Fine. But on your biggest stage, you want to put Ospreay in there with a killer. You want to put Ospreay in there with somebody that's going to bring the best out of Ospreay. You want to see both men just pop up. All right, they're okay. Shot of adrenaline. We're good. Exchanging forearms. But yeah, you want to see the best on the best. I'd like to see Ospreay Kenny. If that couldn't happen, Ospreay could have taken on a list of people before Jericho. Big ass stomps. Yeah, true story. Good evening, Brandon. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. I'm excited for Will Ospreay versus Jericho at all. See, Damien, that's how I know you're Mr. Hopeful, because you really, I mean, you might be excited about it. I'll give you that. But can I ask you, would you prefer if it was Ospreay someone else? I'll give you that. What's the prediction for the match of the night? Right now? Woo! You know what? FTR Young Bucks could be. I have a lot of faith in FTR. And if they can work this match out the way I know they can, the Bucks have a lot of talent. The Bucks' downfall is their shit don't stink and they lack meaning. FTR will bring meaning to the table. It really, to me, that's a dark horse for match of the night for sure. But MJF and Adam Cole in Wembley, strap on and strap in. It's going to be a fun one. Give me Jericho versus Nigel. Yeah, I'm almost more okay with that, Chair. Welcome back, by the way. Wow. Wow. It's oh no, Phoenix kicks out. This is the match that never ends. Now he's got the gotcha me. Yes, you heard me. Mox for the win. Remember, folks, we do have the super chat if you feel like I'm missing everything. Point of this match was to build hype for the Stadium Stampede. However, now I think it's going to be their way of maybe, are they going to introduce we're going to get another mugging, right? Like there's going to be a brawl, I'm assuming. Let's go. Everybody fight again. Segment 2. Let's do it. I'm excited to see what surprises TK might come up with. Maybe just me. No, it's definitely 100% not Jey Uso. Jey Uso, here comes the jumping. God, I love it. We're 2 for 2 on muggings. What the hell's going on? Tony, the same thing that's always going on. So they're going to injure Rey Fenix so he can't go to London. Hey, we got Ortiz. We got him back. Ortiz rolls out in a kind of a weird sequence, but Santana going right after Penta. Wow, they're taking them out. So there it is. It was rumored. Santana and Ortiz are back, ladies and gentlemen. And they're here to help the BCC, apparently. Oh, we got more. Just run-ins aplenty. Somebody should have a running tally on how many run-ins. Wait, I got a pen. I should add up all the people. And here's the best friends with Orange Cassidy walking out casually. So Santana Ortiz have joined with the BCC. Larry Mack, welcome back. Yeah, you did. You did. I'll give you marks. Look. We get it, JV. You're excited. Yeah, listen. We wanted them back. But look, they're all around Phoenix. Now Phoenix can't go. We're going to have to replace Phoenix. So fair enough. Tony finding a way. Look, they're calling for medical assistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do we got? So yeah, we're getting the doctors. I'm happy for Ortiz and Santana, but I hope to God they don't become part of the BCC. I hope as well, Bash 8. I really want to see these two get a push. I want to see Santana Ortiz be treated like the tag team I know they can be. We've seen them be in the past. I was really disappointed about their first run in AEW. I don't think they got a lot, and they were another group that under Jericho they floundered. They didn't prosper because of Jericho. Jericho didn't put them on the map. Jericho didn't set them free to go on a big tag team run. No, they went into nothingness after Jericho. So now everybody is gathered around. It's funny for all the people live acting concerned, and a lot of them know. Oh, he's got no visa. I want BCC to disband already. It's run its course. I'm not totally against that, Justin. I'm really not. Especially without Regal and without Brian. Without those two, it seems directionless. Just seems like three guys that would never really hang out. Thank you, Unbroken. Welcome back, by the way, sir. And anybody else out there, if I missed one of your comments, by all means, repeat yourself or click that super chat as we head to commercial. Ray Phoenix has been taken out. So we will need a replacement for Ray Phoenix. And if my math serves me correct, Team BCC also need one more person. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, JV, do you want to predict the last two? Cole versus MJF will be the match of the night at All In. Will it be the main event? It better be the main event. Give me Jericho versus retirement. Ding. I'm down. Let's go. Moxley won. Yes, he did. Edge contract don't end until September anyway, so he can't be at All In. Talk is nonsense. That's 100% true. Then I did hear someone report that it was done in December. Then I heard somebody say, it doesn't matter. They'll just let him go. No. Edge will not be at All In, guys. Christian is busy. And again, I think if we do ever get an Edge and Christian reunion, it will be in the WWE, not AEW. Just my thought. Whoa, Terry Funk passes away on Kobe Bryant's birthday. Always a wrestler and a basketball connection. Very interesting. Give me Jericho versus. I got that one. Shake my head. He's a joke. Yeah, absolutely. Holy Santana Ortiz. Yeah, they have returned. Yes, we know you called it. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. We got that one, but thank you, Larry. Damien's pumped. I'm happy for got that one. They are Puerto Rican. I gotta be hyped. There you go, JV. Yeah, called it. Injury angle on Ray. Makes sense to get him out of the way without. I mean, it's a lot better than saying we didn't do the paperwork. What they have in common with BCC, there's got to be a connection there somewhere. I don't know. You almost would have. I mean, on paper, would it be more likely that they teamed up with Eddie than going against Eddie? But Ortiz and Eddie had issues right before they all kind of separated and went their other ways. So keep that in mind. There was some past issues with Eddie and Ortiz. Remember that whole kind of weird storyline that was playing out on Ring of Honor and AEW? So maybe that's why they're going to this. But either way, Santana and Ortiz have returned to team up with the BCC. And now Ray Phoenix has been taken out. And both teams need one additional body for Stadium Stampede in Wembley. But with all that being said, folks, as I try and catch up on the chat, and I will. I'm not that far behind now. But we are coming out of commercial break. I will remind everybody I'm back tomorrow. Myself, Luna Havoc, we got Impact. We'll peek a little bit at MLW or Ring of Honor. We'll see how we feel. But Luna will be here. She's also going to Emergence on Sunday. Friday, me and Nick are back for the doubleheader Friday, SmackDown, Rampage. Saturday, we got Collision. Sunday, we have All In and Impact Emergence. We do cover more live wrestling than anybody else, folks. It's just what we do. We appreciate you being here. I got 50 plus hanging out right now. So make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. And we can't thank you enough. We're growing at a crazy rate, and we are flattered. But we're showing, oh, look. There you go. They're pushing him into the ambulance. So Phoenix is being carted off. They went all out. I'm guessing finding out Ray's replacement at All In. Will we find out at All In, or will they do something tonight? Like, we're following Kingston right now. It'll be interesting. I think they should save it for All In, because the more surprises, the more fun the whole night's going to be, right? I want BCC to disband. I got that one. This sets up either a tag match at All Out. Maybe they could do that. Kingston's giving Renee shit. You want me to fix it? It does, yeah. Why would you send man's wife out to go talk to dude? Lucky that Eddie didn't kidnap her and hold her hostage for. But we got Renee. Wow, like magic, she's back with Sammy Guevara after being screamed at by Eddie. Is that medical assistant just of Cannonball Run missed opportunity? Oh, wait 1 second. All right, so wait, 2.0 are giving Sammy a hard time for accepting or for working with Jericho. Interesting. So Sammy and Jericho become baby faces out of this group. Oh my Lord. Lord help me. The last time Santana was with the BCC, he was written off TV and injured. True story, Tony. True story. This is how you get, yeah, exactly. AB. Commentary team ringside this time. Will that be the case, or is it? I think that's how it would be really cool if they did that, especially in such a big venue. So yeah, the former Jericho Appreciation Society not happy with Sammy Guevara. I remember Funk versus Mr. Pogo. I couldn't believe they went that far at that time. Yeah, I mean, groundbreaking, Larry. That's what the thing about it was it at that time you had, it's not like now where week to week people are bleeding all over the place. It was shocking. Absolutely. As Tony is bringing out Ozzy, oh no, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay. Here he goes. Careful, Rush can end up replacing Ray Phoenix, and I think you might be right with Bryan Danielson. JV, I think, listen, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I'm not a doctor, never pretended to be one, played one a little bit when I was a kid, but other than that, Ray Phoenix, Bryan Danielson, I mean, if I'm doing the math, I know everyone's ruled him out, but then that makes it a phenomenal surprise, right? A broken arm, a broken something is generally anywhere from what? For an okay break, you're looking at 6 to 8 weeks, 8 weeks to 10 weeks. I mean, he's been out since Forbidden Door. It's close. And again, if you do Stadium Stampede and he has a brace on his wrist, could he pull it off if he doesn't have to do as much? That's why I think it could be Bryan. Roosh, possibly. I don't exactly love the idea, but maybe. But here comes Jericho. Looking forward to his big performance as Sammy Guevara stays. Like, I feel bad for Sammy. He just cannot get away from Jericho. Commander for Phoenix, please don't wish that upon us. Don't do that. Dynamite's been great so far, in my opinion. I've enjoyed it. I know some of the belly aching about the booking, but no, it's been a good show. I mean, the pace to it, it's been all over the place. The last match, though, again, if every segment, like, are we going to get a brawl here? Probably. But we'll see. Pardon me. Yeah, so we're getting a replay of what happened between Ospreay and Jericho last week. So again, guys, I know I've complained about this match a lot. I hope Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay prove me wrong. Show up at Wembley and Jericho prove me wrong. But I've seen it too many times where you're slow, you're not who you used to be. You're still valuable if you did it right. But to me, this has been overindulgent. It's been Hulk Hogan style booking. And to me, it's a waste of Will Ospreay on the biggest stage you've ever had, that almost anyone's ever had. Terry and Onita were great friends, even though they didn't understand each other. True story. That's a testament to Terry. Right? He'd get along with anybody. He always had that smile. Like instantly when I think of Terry, I think of that smile, that smirk, that grin he had. But Callis has the mic and the boos begin. Local medical facility. Give me PMP versus Lucha Bros. Pun intended. Very well. Got that one. Would you prefer that they held Santana and Ortiz as a secret? No, not if you're going to have one more. You know what I mean? If you were going to bring out three people kind of together, you get the pop tonight, you get the surprise, you get the buzz. People are talking about it. And I'm just surmising at this point, guessing that whoever the last member is going to be a bigger deal than Santana and Ortiz. And I mean that respectfully. Not that it's a big deal they're back. I'm pumped they're back. But if it is a Bryan Danielson or a bigger name like that, it would just overshadow that moment. So you get your Santana Ortiz out of the way. You get that pop tonight. The crowd that knows them and loves them are going to go crazy for them. And then you get your bigger pop at Wembley. That's the way I would do it. Right now, Don Callis is throwing his usual fit, saying he chose Will Ospreay over Jericho. And listen, guys, you saw Nick and I battle about this. And Nick was upset at the idea that Jericho was going to try and go babyface. And yet here we are. And I don't blame my buddy for being so opposed to it, but I knew it was going to happen. I knew the indulgence and the self-fulfilling bullshit between Tony Khan and Jericho, it was just going to go this way. It's why Jericho's had so many main events, why Jericho got that Ring of Honor belt, why Jericho thinks he's so wonderful and he gets matches with guys like Commander. Oh, sure, Jericho, you can keep up with Commander. Commander can barely keep up with Commander. Yes, long overdue, Steve G. Long overdue. But he rubs people the wrong way. He's not the, hang out with Tony, be my buddy Tony type of guy. He's abrasive. And anybody who's abrasive or sandpapery get deemed as trouble and don't get what they deserve in this company. Oh, Will Ospreay saying the day before I wrestle Jericho, I'm doing an indie. I'm not even worried about you. And they're cheering. They're cheering Ospreay for what he's saying. This is where you fucked up. If you wanted to do Ospreay Jericho agrees to go with Callis. The crowd goes nuts. And Ospreay shows up and takes out Jericho as the babyface. They're cheering him anyway. Sup, Jake? How you doing? How you doing? Joe Black's in the house. That's really how he talks. Yes, bruv. He's letting the world know his contract is up in New Japan Pro Wrestling in 6 months. Wow. We know you're one of the best wrestlers in the world too, sir. That's why we don't know why you're hanging around with the old guy. I'm better than Punk. They cheered. I'm better than the Elite. They cheer. I'm better than Danielson. Kind of cheered. I'm better than you. I'm better than Hulk. They cheer. The fans are loving Osprey. How could you not? Great promo. Great promo. I can already hear Jim Cornette going, I didn't understand a word he said. But that was wicked. Wicked. It's passionate. It's energized. And he's saying all the right things. Is Jericho taking off the jacket, letting off his Mick Jagger body. Jericho's jacket is fire. Yeah, literally. Oh, you wouldn't accomplish the things you see, and Jericho's kind of getting booed. People don't like what he's saying. And in London, I think Osprey's going to be the babyface. You tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm crazy out there. But when they get going, more people in that building are going to want to see Osprey win than Jericho. And you hear it here tonight. Mutterings of boos, not cheering for Jericho. And Jericho's supposed to be the babyface. Okay? The nuclear heat of Jericho being Jericho with Callis was right there. And Jericho couldn't get out of his own way. Jericho stepped on his own pecker and fell on his face. And now he's trying to get the crowd to cheer for them. And all they're going to do is sing his fucking song and then go back to cheering Will Ospreay. Tell me when I'm telling lies, folks. Let me know. KJ, do you think Nigel will do something? I hope so. I just don't know, Kyle, what he physically can and can't do. I have no idea what his level of ability is at this point. If he was to surprise us with something, great. Great guy. You know, never really had his big moment. But for Nigel just to stand in the ring and take the cheers from that crowd, I think it's well-deserved, well-earned, well beyond what he ever could have expected. But if he can do something, great. If he can't, I'm sure he's just thrilled to be there. Every social media is trying to stick me. Wow, trying to predict my demise. Some cheers for Jericho on that part, I will say that. But again, it's lukewarm. All right, bruv. Like, nobody's even debating this. Everyone's like, Will Ospreay, like Jericho saying, prove to me you're this good. Everybody in the world is convinced that he's better than Jericho. Everybody. Is anyone out there thinking, I think Jericho's a better pro wrestler than Will Ospreay in 2023? Stuff. Thank you. Thank you, chair. That's it. Oh, I kept you from being in a wheelchair. Oh, we're getting heated. And we're having the Tyson Austin moment. Come on, Jericho, push. Yeah, I think they did this ass backwards. I think they fucked this up. Listen, if you are friends with anybody in the UK, I fully expect the UK crowd to go insane for Will Ospreay. Goldberg spear to Jericho. Imagine how they write that in as the finish of this match. Jericho doesn't want to go under clean. He's like, have Jericho come out and fold me in half. Ospreay, like AJ, never going to be full heel. Yeah, I see what you're saying, right? I mean, he's just too good. He's just got that attitude and swagger when he's being a heel. Your only hope with Ospreay being a full heel is if he goes full prickish and really leans into a solid, strong babyface. We spent the last, 2 years with Jericho as a bullshit heel, as a slapsticky heel. Has it been all 4 years Jericho's been a heel? I don't fucking know. But at the end of the day, we've been conditioned that Jericho's a bad guy. Jericho's a prick. He wanted us to think that. And this is where the last minute booking or the late booking hurts what you're doing. If Jericho had tried to go babyface a few weeks ago, and now you kind of build it a bit better, then maybe you got a chance of the fans kind of going, okay, he's a good guy now. But again, Ospreay's got that edge, and everybody knows Ospreay's a better wrestler. This bullshit of Jericho looking at Ospreay and saying, prove it to me, prove to me you're that good. Yeah, he doesn't have to prove shit to you. Everybody already knows the answer. Aussie Open. You're right. Thank you. Welcome back, by the way. Doug Williams is like, yeah, he's like wrestling retired. You never know what you're gonna get from him. Don't forget, Will is in his hometown hero in the UK. Exactly, Tony. Like, I mean, this is where I found it really surprising, and that's why when Nick and I were debating it, and Nick was right in the sense of bad move, please don't fucking do it. But I knew they were going to do it because they can't help themselves. It was so blatantly obvious and poorly executed. I think a lot of us fans watched every step of this process going like, uh-oh. It's like watching someone get closer and closer to the edge. Like they're going to fall. Oh, there they go. Shit. We knew it. And that's what happened here. And like I said, at the end of the day, Ospreay is going to be over as shit. Even tonight, he got bigger cheers, better responses from the crowd, from the American crowd. When they get over there, Jericho, they're going to have no choice but to double turn. They're going to have to do Hogan Rock. They're going to have to find a way. And hopefully, I mean, Jericho should know well enough. And he should have known well enough not to get himself in this fucking position to begin with. But he should know well enough to flip on the fly and run it as a heel. But when he hugged Callis, he should have just stayed hugged to Callis. He should have just healed right up. Then you go into Wembley. But see, part of this is, and this is the last thing I'm going to say on it because I know I'm a little behind on the chat. Think about this, guys. Jericho says, I want, by the way, I got Renee Paquette and Adam Cole on my screen right now. But think about this, and you guys can tell me if I am wrong. I'm all ears on this one. Jericho wants Fozzy to play it all in, but he doesn't want Fozzy to get booed. Now, granted, they usually sing along with him anyway. But if you go straight babyface heel with Don Callis, can you also perform with Fozzy? So, to me, Jericho's thinking, well, I'll go babyface. Me and Fozzy play. The fans love it. Ospreay's the heel because of Callis, and the fans won't give two fucks about Callis. All they see is their hometown boy in that ring, ready to go. And he is one of, if not the best pro wrestler in the world right now, taking on a guy whose best days are far behind him, and he will not let it go. But right now, Adam Cole talking about his buddy. He helped me find myself. Feelings, nothing more than. Will Ospreay and MJF WWE 2024. Jay, I mean, for all the rumors about people leaving WWE, would WWE potentially, this is one of two things are going to happen. One, the WWE is going to come up with enough money and enough of a package and enough of a pitch to get one of the two. MJF to me is more likely than Will Ospreay because I think MJF fits that system, can play that game. Will Ospreay's a little bit of a wild card, and when you start telling him what to do and trying to bottle him, it might be very tricky unless Triple H can pull it off. But that being said, I think they're going to do the same thing that FTR did. They're going to do the same thing that Roosh did, and every other wrestler going are going to continue to do it. Randy Orton apparently did it, and they're going to let them bid. This is really good for the wrestlers because both those men in 2024 are going to get outstanding payoffs. Outstanding payoffs. I agree. Don't know how Cole's stares at the every day. Stares at the nose every day? Wait, I must have missed something. I got to come back. That's what I get for starting at the bottom. Doug is 99. Doug Williams retired. Davey Bulldog Jr., Davey Boy Smith Jr. Oh, wait. We're getting a clip of Roddy and Cole. What's up, generic white guy? So they're showing some of the clips to Adam Cole. In my opinion, Ospreay deserves much better than facing Jericho at All In. See, there you go. I appreciate a good wrestling fan. Damien's still excited about the match, but can admit it would probably be better if it was someone else. I appreciate that, Damien. But yeah, we're reliving the history of this loving couple. I wish the build for MJF and Adam Cole had a bit more intensity to it. Like even these interviews, just a little more intensity. Adam Cole getting mad though. There are no issues with me and Max. None. Why can't people believe that? Interesting. They're leaning in hard, which makes me think that he's the guy to turn. You guys don't have to say, in my opinion. We know it's in your opinion. Unless you want to give us someone else's, but that would be particularly interesting. As we are now getting a tornado tag team match, which is days away from a tag team coffin match. Tony, pick up the phone. Call help. Call us. Call somebody. You're making silly decisions. An actual promo battle that doesn't involve being friends. Yes and no. Now, I will say if they turn on each other in the pre-show, then you're 100% right, Keyshawn. Then they should have backed that up and had the turn now. Had the turn last week, an intense promo this week. Like, how dare you? Heat going into the pay-per-view. Doing it in the pre-show, if you do it in the pre-show, then you're not building on that heat. You're not expanding the excitement. But here comes Swerve, AR, and Nana. And I will take your predictions. It is a tornado tag, folks. So you can guarantee we're going to see other members of the embassy. We're going to see some Uncle Sting. Hold on tight. I already have the count at, we've had 8 in the last, I think we've had 9 run-ins total, like 9 additional people outside of the booking involved in shit so far. Bonkers, welcome back. That was good between Will Ospreay, or good from Will Ospreay. Will stole the show. Passionate, energized is why I love the guy. And if he does sign with AEW, great. Wow, what a suplex. What? Even Taz says risky landing. A split leg suplex. A Swerve holding both men for AR Fox now. And the implosion Senbon. All right. We'll get back to that. Ospreay should have turned Pete Dunne Shaw, bruv. Oh, and that's what you want to see from your wrestlers. Their mom at ringside giving the wrestlers shit. Oh, great. Who's Nick Wayne? Jim Cornette? Great. You're turning him into the water boy of wrestling. That's good for your prodigy. This up-and-coming superstar. Ospreay is better, Kyle. What did Kyle say? Dun, dun. Who's better, Ospreay or Jay White? I think overall package, Ospreay gets the edge. I'm a big fan of Jay White. I just think when they have the microphone, Ospreay, it gets a tilt. And Ospreay, I think, can do a little bit more than Jay in the ring. But they're very close. Slight edge to Ospreay. Big fan of both the guys. Finally, some emotion and passion on this show, right? Let's go. Both men on the apron, the crowd's chanting something. And very kind of clunky start to this match, guys. Off the turnbuckle for, this is just, Jesus. Y'all know you got to, all right. They know they have a pay-per-view match on Sunday, right? Shit. Darby coffin drop off the top to the floor. Before that, Nick Wayne hit a cutter off the turnbuckle onto the floor. And we go to pitcher and pitcher, folks. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. All right. Sorry, I'm looking. That's a funny McDonald's commercial. Darby's team for the win, says Bash. Makes sense. Swerve and AR going back to Lucha Underground days, right? Little bit. I like Swerve. I like AR Fox. I think there's something there. They got some potential. But I like Swerve with Keith Lee. I like Swerve with other people. I like Swerve. I think Swerve's highly talented. I just think he's not being quite used properly. And again, I feel like, truthfully, this should be your match at, if you're going to do a match involving this group of people, this should have been the match at Wembley. And what you would have done is you can have, the heels come out, Swerve comes out, AR Fox come out, they're waiting for the match, Sting's music comes on, he comes out, then he does his whole point thing with the bat, and then Darby and Nick come, so you get the pop from all of it. That's what I would have done, and then had, Sting escort Darby and Nick to the ring. They have a wicked match like they're having right now as far as what they're delivering, and Sting gets involved with Nana. You'll still get a Stinger drop, a Stinger splash, maybe you get a Scorpion Deathlock. That's how I would have done it, to get Sting involved without him being in the match and taking the spotlight away from all the young talent, right? Remember, the young hip, the up-and-coming company, the younger company that keeps booking old guys. Darby Allin seems far too young to be a professional wrestler. Terrence, welcome back, by the way. He's a small guy. It's kind of his thing, right? It gives him that underdog vibe. He's never going to be a big guy, no matter how old he is. I know we're in picture AR Fox on the barricade. I think they're in the audience. Again, why did they bother putting out the list of restricted shit they can't do? Why did that list come out publicly if, like, every week you're just approving everything? Like, I just picture, like, Tony making big check marks on people's ideas. Like, okay, go ahead, do it. Jay White is more of a faction type fella. He's great, but his appeal looks better with him leading a faction. Yeah, and again, I think he's just, different styles of wrestling for sure. I think Osprey's that more high fly-in, not that Jay White can't do some of that, but it's not his style. He's a brawler. He'll ground and pound. He'll wear somebody out. A phenomenal heel. But yeah, and he has led a lot of factions for that reason. So I think he's a great leader. I think he's doing great things on Collision. I don't love that he's going to be involved with Kenny Omega in a 6-man tag match at All In, but c'est la vie. Should be fun. Darby doesn't care if he gets injured. He's about the moment. Yeah, sure. He's made that abundantly clear. Abundantly clear. There's no doubt on that one at all. You're right. All right. I like it. Christian and Darby was freaking awesome. Wish they had waited for All In. I'd much prefer it in a coffin match up. All right, Earl. Again, it was good. They could have done it elsewhere. It would have been a long stretch to get it there, though, but I understand what you're saying. And I think that's what I'm lacking. Like, you get a 6-man tag, you get a stadium stampede, you get a tag match that I'm not overly invested in. I want more of these straight up one-on-ones. Like, we get Osprey and Jericho, which again, I've been kind of vocal about how I feel. But then you have MJF, Adam Cole. Where's the heated rivalries? Where's the guys that we're like, and girls that we like, can't wait for them to get, I can't wait for them to get their hands on each other. You guys let me know what matches. Oh, wow. Darby just ate. Wow. Darby with the tope, putting a dent in the table. Oh, the table falling apart. But this is crazy to me. So let's say A match that you have booked on Wembley can't happen because Darby just hurt himself. Now, he didn't because the man is made out of rubber. But look at that. As he sets. So this match is going to be more exciting than the coffin match we're going to get with Sting. It's crazy. Crazy. AR Fox. Wow, out of nowhere. And that looked uncomfortable. Wow. Now Darby's being put on a chair. Oh boy, someone like Cougar's here. Wow. Nothing wrong with the Cougar. Wow, we get a stomp off the chair by Swerve. Jesus. Ooh. What are we doing? What are we doing? Nick Wayne's in the ring with a bloody nose, trying to get back to his feet. Team Darby Allin for the win. I don't think so. No, the way you're going to write this, Damien, is that they lose without the help of Sting. And then they, Sting's the reinforcement. Yeah, you look, there it is. Hit the move. Whoa, Wayne kicked out. I was wrong. For now. Stop showing his mom. That's not a cougar. That's a jungle cat. I don't know what that move was, but that was great. What was that move? It's like a hook scoop slam. And there it is. So they just decimate Nick Wayne. And he's still kicking out. What the fuck? Excuse my language. What is happening? What do you got to do to this kid? Is that... Sting should not be wrestling at his age. He has done it all. Listen, Terrence, speaking of Terry's, I'll get to that in a second. Nick Wayne out of the way of the 450. No, shut the fuck up. Okay. Wow. Okay. So Darby Allin and Nick Wayne get the W. So we do not need a match at All In anymore. Am I wrong? Help me understand. Am I wrong that you no longer need a match at All In because the baby faces, without the help of the legend, won this match? Swerve and AR threw their best at Nick Wayne, and they couldn't even beat the rookie on his second match in the company. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Swerve saying this is disappointing. Oh, he says it. What the fuck? Swerve is giving Fox shit. What's up, Mark? What is happening in this world? By the way, third match in a row with an afterbirth. This was a test for you. What the are you kidding me? This is going too long. Get to your point, Swerve. I like this match. The match was fun. The match was fun, JV. I completely agree. I think they should have done this at Wembley straight up. Even if it was a coffin match. I think it would have been insane. Give them a little bit longer, make it count. But AR Fox is apparently getting fired. On behalf of the embassy, you're fired! Brian Cage is going to take AR's spot on... And here comes Sting, Wayne, and Darby to help AR Fox. What the fuck? I feel like I'm losing my mind. What is happening? He should not be kicking out like that at all, Chair. No. You got veterans throwing everything they got at this kid, and I get what they're trying to do. It's too much. So I love you. So Darby forgiving AR for everything he's done, and the crowd cheers. Nick Wayne still got a bloody nose. His mom's still looking good at ringside. I don't know what to tell you guys. That anyone else's brain feel like fucking scrambled eggs at this point. I can't even blame the vitamins. I think they would help me have clarity with this shit. So who is it? Who is it? Going to be Brian Cage? Is it going to be another? How many mystery opponents can we have at All In? Are they going to tell us? It's going for a long time. The crowd is cheering. Who do we got? Wait, what the fuck? Wow. AR Fox gets dropped. So why would Brian Cage come out and help in that moment and not be the person taking the spot? Now we're just stretching this shit out way too long. Wait, what? Nick Wayne joins Christian. I understand that you don't have a father. Wow. Tony, get rid of him. Can someone help me? My brain hurts. I'm trying to take all of this in. I've never heard of Buddy Wayne before. He must not have been very good. Don't worry, I'll wait. Shit. Where are we stopping this? And just decimated AR Fox. Welcome to the company. Here's your little promo package. And now we're going to flush you down the toilet. Bye-bye, AR. And again, if I was writing this, and I wouldn't have wrote it this way, if I was writing this, Luchasaurus would have slid in the ring and beheaded AR Fox. Not Brian Cage. Me being picky. Brian Cage is standing out there like a fucking sore thumb. He doesn't even belong. Oh, but he's a part of the embassy. So what? What are you doing here? Right? They didn't play music. They didn't they just walked out. So why not do it with a little more pop and circumstance? And this segment is just fucking eating minutes. Tell me when I'm wrong, folks. Jordan Smith loving it. Right now we are feeling super, super, super booked. I think we're at 13 now. I think we're at 13. 13 extra people. Christian Cage is unbelievable. This is my favorite part of the whole thing, even though it kind of should have happened sooner than later, like earlier. Cruel. He's heartless. Heartless! Did they make it? So will it be Luchasaurus and Swerve? What an odd fucking team that is. I think Brian Cage made more sense, but Christian has beef with Darby. Okay. But now we have the sit down with Renee, FTR, and the Bucks. Uh-oh. Oh, there's Dax and Cash. I hope Cash got the pat down on the way to this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Too soon? Too soon? So now Renee talking about how we're going into the rubber match. which the FTR are going to lose. Early predictions, FTR or Young Bucks? I'm stuck. I cannot. Now, my buddy Nick thinks that they're going to show the world and let FTR go over because everybody expects them not to. I don't think so. I don't. I could be wrong. I do not see the Young Bucks losing. So now the Young Bucks are saying exactly what Jericho said to Will Ospreay. Woo! Listen, I will say this for the show. It's moving and a lot is happening because I can feel it. Can't stop for a drink, just rambling, trying to keep up with the chat, but so much shit is going on. And what are the chances? True or false? This segment ends in a brawl. Sting does not run around planting knives in people's. Terrence, I need a translator on that one. I think Keith Lee joins the embassy eventually. Maybe Damian. I'd be really curious how we got there. I mean, if you just had Lee and Swerve together, problem solved. Never trust a man in a turtleneck. Never. He wrestles in a turtleneck unbroken. Come on, now that's next level. Sting does not run around plant and knives in people's back. I think I clicked on that one twice. So Swerve and Fox lose to Wayne and Darby, and they'll lose again at Wembley. Yep, 100%. I mean, again, I don't know shit, JV, but I know if I was booking that last part, I mean, I'm shocked. So you replace AR Fox again, like this to me screams of a booker who's not confident in his booking. Like he's hearing the whispers. He's looking at social media. My fans, people aren't happy. Oh shit. People are saying I don't know what I'm doing. And now he's like, oh, I'll just switch some things up. But the problem is now you got one promo and maybe something on Saturday night to try and build Christian involved in this storyline now. So it's interesting. But the changes to me, like that one, tell me that there's a lack of confidence from the person making the decisions. By the way, FTR and the Young Bucks are going back and forth. But they're being pretty real with each other. Darby Allin is the next TNT champion. Darby could be a champion, and if they would have given him the TNT title and let him have a run like Orange Cassidy, imagine how over Darby would be. Not that he's not over, but if you're trying to create stars, right? Darby could have done a lot more and had a more substantial time with the TNT title and held it for a while, played that underdog really well, and we are back into commercial break. So a fairly heated exchange by FTR and the Young Bucks. You guys can let me know if that got you a little more excited for that match. I think it's going to be a great match with all the bullshit, with all the rumors, all the stuff that's happened around it. I think it's going to be an outstanding match. I do. But I'm really curious and I'm positive. I'm very confident. I would bet good money on Young Bucks going over at Wembley. Smile Mark, I love it. We talked about this a little bit earlier. I'll come back to that in a couple seconds, sir. But if anybody wants to put in the chat their favorite Terry Funk moment, I would love to read them. I'd love to see them. How you feeling about it? Let me know. FTR for the win at Wembley. There you go. Batch disagrees with me. Okay. Tony loves Sting. Yes. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And again, like I said, I'm not opposed to Sting getting the Sting pop at Wembley. I think there was a more creative way to go about it, and it would have still worked. And you would have had a chance to highlight two of your young future superstars in front of that many people, right? You have this giant show at Wembley, and you have Darby Allin and Nick Wayne put on a show. And just like we saw tonight, they keep drilling them, and they can't beat them. They can't beat them. They can't get them in the coffin. It won't end. It won't end. And then these two young underdogs, undersized kids find a way to get the upset win. The place pops. Plus, you get the moment with Sting taking out Nana. Works. Instead, we got all this fucking bullshit. You don't know who's jumping who. Brian Cage comes out, I guess, because he's part of the embassy. So he fires AR or takes AR's head off after he gets fired. And then, again, if I was doing it, I would have had Luchasaurus do that. Then everyone's like, oh, shit, it must be Luchasaurus. No, then we go up the ramp. Then we have another moment. Then Christian has a promo. Yeah, just little things. Like I keep saying, Tony has all the recipes for a perfect meal. He just hasn't figured out how to fucking cook it yet. TK wants to re-sign QT Marshall to a new AEW contract. What do you think about KJ? I mean, again, it kind of just speaks to everything else that I've been complaining about. And again, I don't want to be overly negative. I'm super looking forward to All In. I'm looking forward to Wembley. I'm enjoying tonight's show. It's just, I'm enjoying the entertainment value of what we get, but I'm kind of enjoying it in the way I would enjoy Impact or NXT at times. Of what's happening between the bells is fun. It's exciting. It's all over the place, but it's good. And then the rest of it's just chaos. So I kind of ignore the chaos and just enjoy the good stuff. But we are coming back out of commercial break. I'm going to remind everybody real quick before anything else kicks off, because it's been an insane night here on the stream. But we are back tomorrow for Impact. Friday, the doubleheader, SmackDown, Rampage. Saturday, we got Collision. Sunday, we have All In, AEW. We're going live at 11:30 a.m. Brunch with the boys, 7, I called it. But it's going to be a fun one. Roll out of bed, stay in your PJs, grab some cornflakes, and join Big Nick and I. And who else knows who's going to pop by, what guests we might have. But be there all day long, because we're also doing Impact Emergence. That's going to be fun. So a busy day on the channel. Then next week, we run right through all your wrestling action. And then we have Payback. And then Sunday, we have something. We'll figure it out. And then we go through another week. And then we have All In. Or All Out. So the channel is not stopping. When we tell people we watch more live wrestling than anybody, we're not bluffing. We really do. And right now, I got Ruby Soho coming out. Tony Storm wishing her well. So that'll be very interesting. But back to QT. If you're bringing him in to work with people, I mean, there's a talent there. Like, the guy knows how to wrestle. He can train. Him on TV is not working. And it has never worked. So if Tony wants to waste his money, fine. Like I said, he gave the Young Bucks a huge contract, and only 738,000 people gave a shit about the main event last week. Think about it. Well, let's get back up here a little bit. Impact 1000 returning stars. Awesome Kong, Beautiful People, Team 3D, D'Lo, Brown, confirmed. Smile Mark, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun one. It's crazy. I mean, even talking about Terry Funk, who was doing a bunch of TNA house shows, spent a lot of time with Impact because he felt he could help them. So, I mean, yeah, looking back through 1,000 episodes of Impact and seeing all the people that have come in and out of that company will be really fun. And some insane moments. KJ will turn on Darby Sting will turn on Darby at Wembley. I'd be surprised, Larry. But I want Darby to turn on Sting and then have Darby retire Sting. Not at Wembley, though, but eventually. Christian, Swerve, and Cage all in. Wait, what? It's all 3? No. Wait, did I? Bonkers. You got to fact check me on this one, guys. I missed it because I was talking. What match came out of All In? Like, what is it going to be between Darby and all that? Is it now a 6-man coffin match? And the question is, you got to get every member of the other team into the coffin or just one? Really interesting. Will there be 3 coffins, 2 coffins? If anybody out there can verify what they decided, is it Cage? Is it Luchasaurus? What is happening? Tea time with the lads. Maybe. Fred, good to see you. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. Yes, T's and P's. KJ Salu. Thank you, Fred. Good to see you. Thank you for being back. Victor, I appreciate all the whats. Makes me miss my buddy. Tony needs to take his accusations, I guess. Most brutal match I ever witnessed. Born to Be, Wired, Funk and Sabu. The barbed wire match, just a ball of barbed wire, dude. That match is insane. It's a thing of legends. I mean, shit. His Japan, like, if you go through the Terry Funk archive of what he did over there, madness. And in ECW with Sabu. But what was I going to say? I completely blanked on what I was going to add to that. When I was 15, I remember bootlegging wrestling videos from Bearshare. And one of those videos was a world-class champion wrestling, and it was Von Erichs versus the Funks. And man, wow. There you go. By the way, I will take your predictions on Cora Blue taking on Ruby Soho. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? Hope you're well, sir. KJ, you didn't notice when Darby was praising AR Fox, Sting had not so sure moment. Interesting. Sting turning into daddy daycare. Like, you're just more fucking kids. Yeah, QT is a trainer, but they don't just use him as a trainer. Just like Jeff Jarrett is a backstage guy, right? So leave them back there. Sign QT as a trainer. Let him train. Him being on TV doesn't help anybody. Who is Wrestling Days? I don't know what that means. Like, what is your question here? What is your specific question? Sky Blue. Yep. Wrestling Days just made a video saying, oh, that's why you asked. Yeah, Wrestling Days is a gentleman that covers wrestling as well. Made a video saying WWE rejected Edge's deal. A lot of people are reporting that. Again, I don't know what his source is. I don't know anybody's source on it. But yeah, apparently the rumor is Edge put forward a proposal to stay, and basically they came back with no thank you. And again, that's where people are like, oh my God. I mean, the WWE does get into points of, well, we're good. You know, if you do want to go over there and do something, have fun. We're going to keep doing us. We're not worried. So it's very interesting. But I don't know what the underlying source is yet. So, but to me, it doesn't mean anything yet. I'm going to roll out of bed for brunch with the boys 7 with a bowl of Snap, Crackle, Pop. What? Perfect, Aaron. Be here. Don't miss out. Sting and Darby versus Swerve and Christian. Okay. Thank you for the clarification, JV. I have a question. Poor AR Fox. Anybody feel bad for AR Fox? You brought him in. You built him up. You told us how good he was. You told us his story. He went from babyface to heel on the same show. Then he gets fired a week later because the booker fucked up somehow. Does Christian being involved in this match make you more excited for this match? I don't know. Does it move the needle that much? I would argue that Nick Wayne and AR being in the match like we saw tonight would probably offer a more entertaining end product overall. But interesting. Maybe AR Fox is having visa trouble too. I have a question for you. Who is more notorious over seller, Ric Flair or Rick Rude? There's a long list. I'd actually like to think that one of the best ever was Mr. Perfect, Mr. Kurt Hennig. Ric Flair notorious, though. I give him the edge over Rude. Rude was such a solid man. He did his part, but I'll give a slight edge to the GOAT. By the way, favorite Terry Funk moments we didn't really touch on. By the way, this match is still going on, by the way. I just said by the way 3 times in a row. Sasha Banks has burned her bridges. I disagree, Terrence. Bridges do not get burned. And when you are as rich as they are, you have a lot of money to rebuild big bridges fucking quick. And there's been a lot of people where there was lots of, that will never happen. So-and-so will never do this. And then they do it. So never say never in wrestling. Pretty sure they need a license ever. They need a license ever since Vince told everyone it's fake. Where did you get your information unbroken? I don't know what happened there. I'll come back to that. Terry Funk had a 14-month run with the NWA Championship, and a rivalry between Funk and Dusty Rhodes here in Florida was great. That 14-month run was outstanding. Again, he was so known. His brother had won it a few years before him, and then he kind of got his chance to do it. And that rivalry, Funk and Dusty, are one of my favorite rivalries ever, especially on the microphone. Again, it was just such, the smoothness and the cleverness of Dusty against kind of the brashness and bluntness of Funk was just beautiful. Beautiful. I like those two opposing each other, and they had some crazy matches. So I agree with you, Victor. Oh, it's over. And Ruby taking out Sky Blue. Remember when Sky Blue was the hottest fucking thing on the company? Do you remember that? I don't. They still need to be athletic. They still need an athletic license and most likely have a P test in most states. Yeah, I'm not positive how true that is, Unbroken. But Ruby Soho symboling she wants the belt. And we're here with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. Man, this show's been all over. It hasn't stopped. We're almost done. Holy shit. Woo! Sky Blue is green as grass. It's true. But the stop and start pushing really hurts somebody. If you bring them in properly, you put her in there and get her some wins, even like easy wins, short wins. You keep building it because people are just happy to see her, right? They don't care how good she wrestles right now. She's just cute and they cheer for her. So, but yeah, she loses to Ruby in an okay match. Fans were kind of quiet through it. I talked a lot. Sky Blue needs to go to Impact. Yeah, maybe. She just needs more training. AEW needs more training. I lost audio. Did anyone else? Oh, there it is. Did anyone else lose audio? That wasn't a bad run of moves. Not bad at all. Sky Blue needs to chill on the kicks. She does too many. Look who she's around, Bash 8. Let's be real. So the All-In Go-Home Show closing match is for the Ring of Honor tag belts featuring the Hardys building the pre-show yawn. Rocco! Welcome to AEW. And listen, I really like AEW, and I actually really enjoyed tonight's show. But from a booking standpoint, from, again, the organization, from how you're producing the show, how you're structuring your show, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Here come the Acclaimed. All right, we get the Acclaimed. No music. But they're not they're not going to be on All In, are they? No more mind games. So we're going to get Billy Gunn returning here in a moment, I believe. AEW has a run over tonight. It's ending at 10:05. Okay. Well, that's good because the main event has not started yet, and the Acclaimed are in the building demanding the House of Black. Black is fantastic. Yes, he is. Outstanding. Thank you, Bash. Once in a while. They might be at All Out. Yeah, they could be setting up All Out, which, again, your second last segment of the night, it should be All In geared. And, yeah, you're in a pickle. Everyone's freaking out about All In's build. And we haven't had a whole lot of matches added, which I expected more matches added to All In. Well, here come the House of Black. Woo! I'm feeling it, folks. My favorite rival for Terry Funk is when he battled Hacksaw Butch Reed in the Mid-South, A-Town, going all the way back. Yeah, and I thought even the Funk Brothers, they had some really good rivalries. I think someone earlier mentioned the Von Erichs. But yeah, some Butch Reed in there for you. What else we got? Everyone is just reiterating the PW Torch article as gospel. There you go. So thank you, Richard. But we got the Acclaimed. They're being surrounded by the House of Black. And here comes Billy Gunn. So weird. So are you going to add a trios match to All In? I'm a nice man. That's what done. Give me that. I'll pop for that. It's just so fucking obvious what we keep getting. By the way, we're up to like 18 additional people. Sky Blue is great where she's at, good enhancement talent, and is gaining more confidence each match. I think the girl has upside. She's a good-looking lady. She works hard. Her matches are better than other people that have been on AEW for 2-3 years. She's just time. But here he comes. Here he comes, as predicted. Oh, fuck. And it's so weird. You got to listen to Excalibur yell out, "Here comes Daddy Ass." And the House of Black just leave. Billy Gunn's going to join the House of Black. Fuck everybody up. Hopefully they will fire who is screwing up in the production. All night, Justin, am I wrong that the picture-in-picture cues have been off? The interview cue was off. The sound cue's been off. We lost sound. Am I the only one experiencing this? It could be vitamin related, but I think it's really happening. But this whole show's got me twisted. Oh, wait. Billy's got the mic. What a weird show. They might be at All Out. We'll find out. Yeah, I mean, I think the Acclaimed and Billy beat the House of Black either at All Out or All In. Uh-oh. Everyone is just reiterating, got that one. Yeah, so be careful what you read, folks. You know who needs to? Yes, 100%. Exactly. You know what? Give us Sanity, which it was kind of like Violent by Design, but better. I'm really mad that we didn't get a Sanity reunion, by the way. I asked for that for a long time. So Billy was trying to retire, but the House of Black have now pissed him off. Pissed us off in the process. Here's a Wembley add-on match. Steve G, I just asked for it, and so here it is. I've done stuff in this business that will go down in wrestling history. I am a Hall of Famer. And you pissed all over it. I'm calling it now. Yeah, and they win. The only way you can do this angle, Victor, is if Billy Gunn is successful. If he comes out of fake retirement and he loses again, it's fucking dumb. So the House of Black and their titles are on borrowed time. Stop me if I'm lying. Good shit. I like it. At All In. Well, the fun-loving Daddy Ass can't make the trip. But there is a guy. Oh, wait. Badass is coming to London. Not Daddy Ass, but Billy Gunn. Is he allowed to call himself Badass Billy Gunn? There's a badass coming to London. So it won't be daddy ass. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a point to prove. You pissed on his legacy. There is your new trios champions come Sunday, folks. You heard it out of my mouth first. You cannot run this angle. Wait. So the All In, the night, what the fuck? So the night before All In, we're getting like Swerve and Sting and everybody in a match, which is a terrible decision. All right, Victor Nash, I think so as well. I love it that Sasha Banks is teasing WWE comeback about the 8-year anniversary match between Sasha and Bayley NXT takeover match. Listen, the wrestlers are genius right now. If they keep doing shit like this, it's only good for them. It's only good for them. Keep playing with everybody's emotions. So now we're getting a run through of the matches. I feel like we're still lacking a few. Fatal 4-Way. Anybody excited for the women's Fatal 4-Way? And Saraya's championship. Now the trios belts will be on the line. Stadium Stampede. Darby Allin and Sting now taking on Swerve and Christian Cage. Oh, Powerhouse Hobbs and Miro are going to fight it all out. Oh, by the way, we got to cut a promo for our other pay-per-view. Darby versus Luchasaurus at All Out. And coming up next, Aussie Open versus the Hardys. And the ratings are going to go poof. Ouch. Now, is there any chance that MJF and Adam Cole get involved here? Any chance? Which seems fucking crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My head just exploded, but I'm okay. I'm still alive. Julia Hart is pretty useless. You're wrong. She's just a valet. Not useless. She's pretty. And I actually think there might be some wrestling talent in there if she gets some training. But I love what they've done with Julia Hart. She's just a valet. Once in a while, she distracts. House of Black. Why are we adding Billy Gunn? Well, you tell me. That's what I've been asking. Peach. Do not let these guys take the titles off the House of Black. I just don't think the storyline makes any sense. If Daddy Ass comes back after everything he's been through and loses again, you're just telling us he's a loser. That's a tough show, right? Daddy Ass. He's back. Charlotte Flair doesn't oversell like her father. Nah, some people have accused Charlotte of underselling at times, even though I love me some Charlotte Flair. Sky Blue has a real good opportunity of being something. She's young, absolutely. And that's where if Ring of Honor was being used like NXT is being used, Cora Jade, funny as hell. Sky Blue would do great on NXT. Like Sky Blue needs an NXT opposed to having matches on the main roster. That's just my take. If you give her a little bit of seasoning, some more training, some more time, then you start to see athletes like a Tiffany Stratton make leaps and bounds. Where when we first got Tiffany, green as shit, kind of like Sky is now, and she's getting better because she's being developed. Tony really should consider that. Letting people wrestle on the indies is not developing their talent, not developing their talent for your system. Why tease the retirement for a month if he was always going to come back? We said it when he did it. The way they, everybody kind of looked around and shit, it felt fake from the beginning. Yes, Billy Gunn did have the mic. At least I know I'm catching up. Wouldn't it be better if Edge and Christian have their last match? Yeah, I agree. I think to me that would make the most sense. Again, money talks, and I don't believe a fucking word of the Edge going to AEW shit at all. I don't. I think he believes in his legacy. Real Wyatt, I feel like it's been a minute. Where the hell is Wardlow? Your guess is as good as mine. QT should be on Ring of Honor helping get over the younger talents. I'm okay with that. I don't disagree with that at all, JV. As your Ring of Honor champions are on the way out to defend their titles, which they will do against the main event at All In on All In. Yep, that makes sense. I know it sounds weird to say, but it's accurate. Thunder Rosa awaiting the champion. Hopefully she can face and destroy Tony. It'd be very curious what's going to happen here, Steve G, because Thunder's been one of those ones kind of on, the out crew. She's over on Saturday. Saturday might have to do what Punk did and just create a women's belt. Why the hell haven't TK signed a rematch for TNT title at Wembley between Kanosaurus and Wardlow? Because he's got to hang out with Christian during this tag match. So again, your TNT title should be on the line. Your TBS title should be on the line. Does anybody even know where the fuck Statlander is? What is Statlander doing right now? Someone remind me, because I have no recollection of your TBS champion or where the fuck she is. Anybody know? Anybody? I'll wait. It's okay. I don't need to see the Hardys EDM to the ring. We're off and running. This should be a murder. Realistically, if you want me to believe in Aussie Open, which I already do, thankfully, but if you really want to make an impression with Aussie Open, they should just murder this match. Just run right through. But we just saw Jeff Hardy get pinned by Jeff Jarrett. We saw the Hardys lose last week to the Bucks. Dear Tony Khan, thank you for the alternative to WWE. However, could you please get your shit together? Things are a little all over the place. Just a little. TK doesn't care about big men. He doesn't know what to do with big men. He doesn't know how to book big men. He doesn't know. And again, when you have a bunch of little guys in your ear saying, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. He might hurt me. It's a problem. Does Statlander get a match at All In? Not yet. They might announce it on Rampage. But again, if you don't have all of your matches announced by now, but I feel like they're leaving space for moments. If you look at how many matches total do we have right now, guys? 7? 8? Somebody give me a number. Well, the ambulance part, of course, but that's not drug testing, LOL, and I believe they did, but that was before the Vince trials. But like I said, I'll ask Mecca when I see him. He should know. I believe that, because they pushed to be on the entertainment side of things, it changed the dynamic. I think letting the talent develop on the indies doesn't develop a great locker room. No. And again, you remember it's a different dynamic, but you still wanted people. Like, even when WWE, they signed KO, they signed Gargano, they signed Ciampa, they signed Cole, the list goes on. But they put them in NXT not because they suck or they weren't good enough to be on the main show, even though Vince might have thought some of them did. But at the end of the day, it was to put them in the system, get them better at promos, get them better at positioning. Where's the camera? How to build a match, how to sell a match. Sometimes with the independents, it's not necessarily about the psychology of the wrestling match. A lot of times it's about the booms and the bangs and the oohs and the ahs. And at the end of the day, some type of developmental. You have Ring of Honor sitting right there. And if you just go back, watch NXT Black and Gold, and emulate what they did for 1 hour a week. And that's what Friday becomes. And slowly but surely, if you guys are putting on good matches and truly working on developing young talent, not just trying to give people work so they don't, you don't feel bad, but truly trying to develop talent, that is where you would do it. And people will start to tune in just to see. By the way, speaking of that, did anyone hear that Level Up might be canceled? Just fun fact about developmental. But rumor is they are no longer, or they at least did not tape the most recent edition of NXT Level Up. Edge has always been a diehard WWE, and I do believe that. And I do believe that not everybody, like for some people, the WWE is their legacy, right? It's like, the Undertaker's a free agent. Why doesn't he just sign and show up at Wembley? Like, it's the Undertaker. There's people like Edge, right? I mean, it's different if you're Christian and you're sitting at home and you're not doing anything, and the WWE doesn't really have an open door for you, and some billionaire calls and says, hey, I got a truck of money. Do you want to show up and work once every 6 months? Yeah, fine. Again, if Tony backed up a truck of money and said, hey, Edge, we just want one match, it could happen. I'm not saying impossible, but I just don't think it's as slam dunky as people think. And you saw the dirt sheets completely. Oh, he's going to be at All In. Oh, no, he's going to be here. He's going to be there. Like, well, if he's going to sign, was he just going to do a random Wednesday night or a Saturday night? I really think that if he can't be at Wembley, him doing a tag match with Christian at, Full Gear, it might not tickle his fancy. By the way, I'm having audio issues again. Let me know if you are. We are back from commercial. Yes, we are, AB. Once again, Ring of Honor in the main event of Dynamite. True story, Bray Wyatt. And again, it's not a booking that anyone's overly interested in. It has nothing really to do with your big show coming up, with perhaps unless Adam Cole and MJF come running out at the end of this. But again, you're expecting us to believe that these two men in green are going to take on the world champion and the number one contender and do well. But here they are struggling against the Hardys. I mean, there's a slippery slope here. Should have been a relatively quick win and they should win. I really hope Aussie Open does not lose, but the Hardys keep losing. So what value do they have? We got a hot tag. Well, it's kind of lukewarm. Matt struggles. By the way, KJ, they dropped the 12-man Stadium Stampede. Did they really? Delete. That's what's happening on this card, guys. Alt Control Delete, Tony. You need a restart. You guys remember the episode of The Simpsons when was it Bart was running for class president and nobody voted for them because they were all having a good time and everybody forgot to vote because they were just too busy cheering and being happy? That's what All In feels like to me with Tony. He was so busy bragging about, did you see all the tickets? High five. We sold all these tickets. And now we're here at All In, and he's looking around at everyone on the playground like, you didn't vote? You didn't vote? Well, then who voted? Oh, no! I got to book a show! That's what I feel like happened. He just missed it. It just, oh, shit. I knew I forgot something. Tony's booking comes directly from the fans on Twitter. AEW as a company is too dialed into Twitter. They're too invested in Twitter. Like I said, when you have a Hall of Famer or a future Hall of Famer in a guy like Chris Jericho telling some guy in fucking Nowhereville to fuck his hat, that's ridiculous. Be an adult. You've been in the public eye for decades. You haven't dealt with any hate before. Grow a set of balls. Like, you're going to sit there. What are you going to Jay and Silent Bob it and show up at everyone's house who talk shit about you? Are you Super Tuber 12? Like, get the fuck out of here. They are too dialed into what the fans think. They're too dialed into public opinion. You don't see it from the other company. And that's where Tony gets mad about secondary versus primary. The primary company handles their business in a certain way with exceptions. And the secondary company handles their business a certain way with exceptions. That's these fundamental differences in building to pay-per-views. We might not like what WWE is doing, but they get us excited for a pay-per-view. And there it is. It's over. The Hardys lose again. So are the Hardys going to go on a losing streak until they go crazy? Are we going to fall back into some type of Willow, Brother Nero snappage because they can't win anymore? Or are they just officially job guys? See, and the Hardys are perfect examples of any amount of money. There's amount of money for anybody. It's like the $1 Million Man said, right? Everybody has a price. They'll happily collect that money to lose and throw themselves off shit and still think they're doing what they need to do. But Aussie Open, so this is how we're going to end the show with MJF and Adam Cole. So two guys we barely know on this show are now closing the show. Preach! Thank you, Wyatt. Statlander is in Collision. Okay, and doing what? So we're on the hour, according to my clock. So somebody said we got 5 minutes of extra time here. We'll see. If we just go off the air like that, that's fucked. I imagine Better Than You, and we know it are come. There they come. There they come. There they come. And your world champion and his best friend are coming to the ring. So weird to see your main event. Like, do you guys remember that time that fucking, you know, your WrestleMania main event was in the pre-show against fucking ECW tag champions? I remember that. Statlander, don't let them know you're with me. Oh, Larry, you definitely are in space, buddy. The Ring of Honor tag titles are starting to feel like Dynamite title, similar to Raw and SmackDown title. Maybe. And here we go. All right. Man, it's good to see the Hardys back. Justin, whether you meant it this way or not, all I heard was sarcasm, man. 150% on that. TK doesn't know how to book anything. Man, I wouldn't let him book me a reservation at a restaurant. Well, actually, I might. He's rich as fuck. So let me think about that twice. But nonetheless, you get my point. TK is already messing up the all-in card just to continue his role. Have the Hardys win the belts. Oh shit! Wait, they're back. Pump kick. Again, the crowd's kind like literally your champion and Adam Cole have to kind of they really like, come on, guys, wake up a little. Because everyone's like, what the fuck are we watching? Shouldn't we watch you two be mad at each other? You two argue a little? You remember you guys are going to fight, right? Why all the negativity? Just enjoy the wrestling. I'm enjoying the wrestling. Do you not see the smile on my face all night long? Earl, being critical, and this is the bullshit cop-out at times. Being critical of the wrestling is not enjoying it. And if anything I said was wrong and just spiteful, let me know. But it's honest. I'm enjoying the action. But the man is fucking up his major pay-per-view. The man is making mistakes. The booking is sloppy. This is facts. Enjoy the show. I can do that. But it's true. Oh, wow. MJF just caught Adam Cole's foot. Uh-oh. And the crowd cheering for it. What if Cole and MJF win the titles? See, they're going to build the angle on the pre-show, guys. They're not going to win the Ring of Honor titles. I do not think that's going to be the case. And you know what? Real quick, back to this one. Earl, more AEW fans need to be loud and vocal. And I said it earlier. I gave credit to the man in the digital car because, you know what? He's very biased towards AEW, and even he's on the fuck, what are we doing train. So if he can see it the way I see it, something's happening. It's not negativity. More people need to be vocal about what they're not happy about, because clearly Tony listens to the dirt sheets. Tony listens to, wow, MJF's got the ring on his finger. No. So we're just flirting with turns now. And another hug. Stole the best friends gimmick, by the way. Edge could be at All Out. No, he can't. Cannot. Could you see Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander at All In for TBS Women's title? It'd be a late edition. Put that on All Out. Maybe. I don't know. It sounds like a regular TV match for me. No build. 420. I'll take it. Puff. Joe Black, are you bored? Read some articles. New York wrestling promotions deal with it all the time and trying to change it. Listen, MJF said it amazing today. He was talking about the fact that like the fans are at war with each other, and he goes, "That's not like it for us. Like we all want to see each other do well. Like we're all wrestlers. We're like just get along. Like it is crazy the tribalism, and I get it. There is I believe it started from top down, right? I believe guys like Meltzer and some of the you must love these people or you're a fucking idiot attitude sucks at the end of the day. And MJF's been very, kind of on point with some of the things he said as of late. So I will give him credit for that. What matches are you actually excited for? FTR versus the Bucks will be a classic. It should be outstanding. I will admit I'm excited as hell for that. Stadium Stampede, I don't care. I don't. I don't care honestly about Stadium Stampede at all. We'll have a few wicked spots. Yeah, we'll probably have a few what the fuck moments. Women, the fatal four-way for the women. I'm curious how it's going to turn out. Mark, I truly believe Soraya's going to win. I'm giving away all my predictions here. Jeff already looks gassed. Yeah, he doesn't. It's a struggle. The struggle is real. Is being forgotten by Tony Khan. I feel like that's the second half of a sentence, but with having Mark Henry and the Big Show on your roster. Hey, how about the rumor that Captain Insano might be at All In? Anyway, they would be perfect to help big men work with small talents. But I think it was Mark Henry that went on the record of being like, some of these young punks don't want to listen. So, and they can help more than just the big men. But yeah, they really do have an insight into the big man. As right now, I have the Road to All In starting, maybe. Okay, we'll find out in a second. Someone asked Jeff to stay to say the alphabet. That's not nice, but maybe facts. I heard that Brandon Schwab is making a return to UFC. Very interesting. I wonder if he can. I'd be very curious. I liked Brandon. He's a funny guy outside the ring, but I don't know. I'd be very curious to see what he would bring to the UFC if he made that comeback. Attorney's problem is he's a little kid. Tony's problem is he's a little kid, doesn't know. You know what, though? He's a grown-ass man. He's involved in all this shit, and I get it. He had a different upbringing than we ever understand. But he keeps telling us, like, I really want to do this well. I really, really want to be successful. And like I said earlier, guys, like Dave Meltzer is on first thing out of his mouth is talking about a 5-star match. Hashtag fuck Dave Meltzer. But anyway, before I wrap up tonight, yeah, you know what? I think we let him off the hook too easy with stuff like that. He keeps saying, like, we're a primary company, we're top level, we will not take a back seat, we're just as good as the other one. Then you got to live up to the hype. And I think Tony's biggest problem is he thinks he can do more than he can. He's got too many of the wrong people in his ear. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. And at the end of the day, they're not accomplishing their goals. Earlier tonight, I pointed out that if Dynamite was back in that area where they're doing 1.1 to 1.2 some weeks, and on a week where Raw does 1.5 or drops to 1.4, we've seen it. They're not that far away. But instead of pushing the threshold of Raw and forcing WWE to give us a better Monday, NXT's catching them. It's crazy. It's crazy. Omega Man, a wrestling love story. What the fuck is this? Omega Man, a wrestling love story. It's fucking unreal. Only thing being developed is friendship on this show. All friends wrestling. Aussie Open for the win. Good call. Wow. You guys are crazy. 7 out of 10. I will take a rating out of 10 for those who are left. 8.5. 7.8. Very interesting. According to Meltzer, that'd be an 8. Sounds like a 7 out of 10 show. 7 out of 10. 0 out of 10. 7.5. Listen, guys, I'll be 100% honest. Tonight was chaotic. It was fun. I can't believe how fast 2 hours went. From that standpoint, high marks. From the overall sensibility of the show and the build for All In, not great. I will give the show a 7. I enjoyed, overall, I think I enjoyed big chunks of it, but still, Tony's missing that step that, like I said, he's got all the ingredients to make the cake. He just can't pull it off. And he's just missing that icing that gets it right, brings it all together. Who booked this as a main event? Well, we know who. Aussie Open retained. Sammy going to MLW. That'd be interesting, J-Boy. Get back to that. I bet you Dave Meltzer would give Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho 5 stars. It's already written down as 5 stars. You saw the report of Tony being mad about Chris Jericho not getting 5 stars in the past. That's the bullshit. That's the nepotism. That's the closeness, the bias, the bullshit. That's why people tune in here, because we're going to shoot from the hip. And I know some people, oh, it's so negative. It's not negative. It's critical. And we're allowed to be critical. We're paying fans. We're about to drop $100 in 2 weeks for AEW. Therefore, I have every right to point out things they could have done better for what I'm paying for. That's the way I see it. I'm looking forward to the Bucks versus FTR, the women's 4-way match, and I'm interested in the tag team match with Kenny Omega. Yeah, I'm bummed out about the Kenny Omega match. I really am. I think you could have done better with. He's your big guy. You just re-signed him to this huge contract. He should have a marquee matchup that highlights him. Am I wrong? If you love Kenny Omega, don't you want to see him in a barn burner against an Omega or a Jay White? Like, what if it was Omega Jay White straight up, not the 6-man bullshit? That's what I want. That's what I want to see. That's a fan who wants more, right? I feel like I bought a bag of chips, and when I opened the bag of chips, 60% of my bag was air. That's what I feel like. 8 out of 10, better than the trash we got last week. True story. Much better than last week, but I don't think it was an 8. 6.5. Victor does think it was an 8. Hook and fish. There you go. Come Team Highlander. KJ, wouldn't it have made sense for Aussie Open to not open and not only face the Kingdom instead of the Hardys? Actually, very valid point. If you really wanted to add intrigue to this, the Kingdom would have been the move. But lose to the Kingdom and expand the story with MJF, Cole, and Riddle. I love it, JV. Nice shout on that one. Tonight's show is an A. It's a B. It's a B minus. Was NXT Heatwave better than Fighter Fest? Yes. Overall, yes. I mean, Carmelo and Wesley was great. The tag match was great. I mean, Corbin was what it was. The women's match was really good. Or sorry, the mixed match was what it was. I mean, neck and neck. I think I gave them both. Like, I think I gave Heatwave a 7.5, and I'm giving Dynamite a 7. Just because 7, I expect more out of Dynamite. AEW tries to cater to different audiences, I feel. A very trollish, smarky fan base, anti-WWE, 100%. Like I said, guys, anytime I go online and I put an opinion out there, like I do right here, it's generally an AEW fan that will go tell me to die for not liking something. It's just the way it is. It's unfortunate. I bet Dave Meltzer listens to Pomp and Circumstance. Yeah, for sure. Right now, the only 2 singles titles are being defended at All In. I don't like that, Richard. I completely agree with you. KJ, I think it's a failure not having your women's champion cut a promo. Yeah. Where did we? Hey, was Sheeta on the show tonight? Going into the pay-per-view, was your women's champion on the show tonight? At least having a sit down with Renee, telling Renee how important it is that she does not lose her belt. What do you think? I didn't see it. Did I miss it? Let me know if I missed it. And again, I still think a title change a couple weeks before All In, Tony Storm should have went into All In as the champion. Sheeta should have had the qualifying match against Bunny to get into the 4-way to maybe win it All In. And I still think Saraya is going to be the one that leaves All In as the champion. Tony loves it, and I think he's a big fan of the Outcast. And again, it's one of those things of I got to keep the stars happy. That's what I think. But why not have a sit down between Renee and Sheeta could tell Renee how, she has a 75% chance of losing her belt. She only has a 25% chance of holding on to it. She's nervous. She just got the belt back. It means so much to her. It took her so long to get it back, and she doesn't want to lose it at Wembley. And she's so excited to be there. Why not that? Why not give us some vibe? Actually, the only thing we saw was Tony wish Ruby Soho some luck. Ruby's not on in the match at all. Sky Blue's not in the match, is she? Or did Sky Blue get in there? Now I can't even fucking remember. No, she didn't. Britt did. I feel bad for AR Fox. I think they removed him. Yes, absolutely. I think that's what happened. I think Tony is showing signs of his lack of confidence in his booking. And again, people can hate on WWE, fine. But when they have a fucking plan, when they have a fucking idea, they stick to it. And when they yank it, they go completely, they rip it off like a Band-Aid and they move on. We'll get a storyline that we're kind of into and then it'll just go away because they gave up on it. But with Tony, it's very like, oh, what did they say? Oh, they don't like that? Like, we saw it with the Acclaimed. And actually, Nick pointed it out the other night. They rushed the Bullet Club, or sorry, not the Bullet Club, the Ass Boys to the belt. They gave the Acclaimed the belts because the crowd was mad they didn't get it. What Tony forgets is the fucking audience is supposed to be upset that the baby faces don't win. When Twitter blows up and starts talking about how bad it was, oh, I can't believe they didn't call an audible. And you have the crowd by the balls. You have the crowd by the palm of your hand. And then the next time you go to Arthur Ashe and you have this all-out war and everyone thinks you're going to give it to them because they deserve it, and then you screw them again, the place loses its mind. Twitter blows up. More people tune in to the rubber match where they finally get the belts. But you played hot potato instead. If you keep adhering to the 7% of your audience, you're never going to build a bigger audience. Again, stop me if I'm lying. Hey, KJ, are you okay with Paige winning, but then losing it all out? I don't know. Honestly, Richard, I don't like Paige being in this match. I think Paige should get removed from this match. And I think one of the younger talents, even a Ruby Soho, I would have liked better. I think you have younger, better talent than Saraya that could have been highlighted on this show. Just because she's a WWE superstar or a former one, and she's from England, I don't like it. I don't. And I think Toni Storm should win the Fatal 4-Way, but I don't believe she will. So Toni Storm deserves that moment of winning that belt and then standing up on the turnbuckle and raising her hand above the hair, raising her hand in the air in front of all those people. I think she's the best out of the four. Sheeta was not there. I agree. Paige wins. Then we get AJ Lee. Watch, I call it. That'll be very interesting because we already know there's issues in the locker room with Punk. So it'd be very interesting dynamic if you introduce the man's wife to that scenario, right? If she happens to be walking by, like, oh, I don't know. It makes me uneasy to think about. NXT was better for me match-wise. I completely agree with you on Broken. What's up with Tony's hair? It's like you still have Collision for Sheeta to cut a promo. It's the night before. And as far as I know, it's taped. I might be wrong, but I believe Saturday will be taped. Yeah, fair enough. I saw that. All right. Cheetah. All right. Wembley, here we come. That's it. We're done. We're going home. I'm packing up. I'm leaving. The BCC, Santana and Ortiz versus Eddie, Penta, Best Friends, and OC. Anybody find it funny that they dropped it from a 6-man tag to a 5-man tag? What happened to the other mysteries? It's very interesting, right? Like, obviously, they had somebody in mind if it was going to be Santana, Ortiz, and somebody. But then you lose Phoenix, so you just get rid of the last mystery guy. I think it would have been cool if you came up with 2 more, like, who's the last mystery guy, and give us a bonus mystery guy. You fucked up the paperwork, bring them in. Saraya is winning in her home country, going and all in. I'm right there with your research. Thomas, by the way, I guess I could call you instead of research. Terry Funk is a true legend who deserves a Mount Rushmore spot. Trailblazer. And you know what, Mark? That's going to be one of the last comments I click tonight. What is happening? I hope you were doing well, sir. Second last, KJ, I think if one is to turn, it has to be Cole. If it's MJF again, it's expected and repetitive thing. If it's Cole, I think you get real shock. Real shock factor that you wouldn't have MJF done again. There's that, and I actually think people would care more and react stronger to MJF getting fucked than Cole. If Cole gets screwed, they're kind of gonna, oh, I can't believe they did that to Cole. And like you said, a lot of people are gonna throw their hands up and go, we knew it. But they love MJF so much that and that's why even in the interview with Renee, he's not just a friend, he's a brother, and he opened my heart, and we're one soul, and you heard it all. You heard it all. So they're really building him to be the patsy at the end of the day, to be the one that gets duped, I think. Alrighty then. Good night. People, when I Matt and Jeff shouldn't be on full-time schedule. No, they should be gone. I agree. Again, if you have the Hardys under contract, you want to bring them in for a spot book here or there, or a special moment or a big show, great. Week to week, having them lose and having them look slow and having them look sloppy. You have young talent that you can't figure out how to get on your screen. Get rid of the old fucking talent taking up the space. It was like last week, people, you didn't like the Leatherface match just because of Leatherface. No, because you have better people in your company that you could have used. And all of it was a fucking shit show. But with all that being said, like Victor said, same bad time, same bad channel. Luna, Havoc, and I will be back here tomorrow for Impact, Friday for SmackDown and Rampage. Saturday, we got Collision, and then Sunday, all in. We'll find out all the surprises, but we have 2 more shows to talk about before we get there. We also got Emergence. Good night, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us. And no offense to anybody that wrote in after, but I'm going to start making last call because y'all keep me here all night long. Not complaining, but do need some sleep in this particular week. Who am I looking for? There was one comment. Where's Smile Mark? There's it. I'm going to leave this up. Last comment of the night. Once again, thank you all for being here. It is amazing that you guys tune in. We are gracious. We are humbled. We appreciate all of you out there. And thoughts and prayers to the entire Funk family. Terry Funk was an absolute legend. The man was all about helping and getting others over, especially as he went on. Not only was he an amazing talent, an amazing mind for the sport, but then he wanted to give back and give back and give back. And you know what? In 2023, a lot of us out there could do a little more of the Terry Funk method. Instead of trying to pull each other down, let's build each other up. And again, we lost an absolute legend at the age of 79 today, but he'll never be forgotten. He's created so many memories that we'll never forget. And that's it, man. Tomorrow's not promised. Go love somebody. Go put a smile on your face. And folks, come back tomorrow. And until then, see you on the flip side. I forgot to hit the button. Bye.